Hey everybody, this is Dream, and today I'm going to be reviewing DARQ Complete Edition. DARQ Complete Edition is developed by Unfold Games and published by Feardemic. It came out on December 4th of 2020 and is a $19.99 on Xbox. It's also an ID at Xbox title, and it is optimized for the Xbox One, Series X and S. So what is DARQ? Well, it is kind of a horror slash puzzle platformer. In this game, you play as a character, and you're basically gonna try to complete each of the puzzles in order to progress through the game. The puzzles are pretty interesting and different in each area, so there's nothing that's really the same thing over and over. And you also have some collectibles, which are journals that you have to try to find that are near the end of each level. Basically, through the game, you're going to run across different types of puzzles that are going to require you to maneuver things with lights and with magnets and with some speed as well. And then you're also going to have some puzzles where you're going to have to try to sneak past enemies, as well as utilize stealth in order to maneuver around some enemies. And then from there, you're also going to have some areas where you're going to have to try to go quickly as possible through areas in order to succeed and get through the game. As for the platforming in the game, I think it's done pretty well. There you can wall run in certain areas, and that mechanic works as it's intended. All the puzzles are also very well done, and I felt like most of the puzzles were not too easy, but they were definitely put together in such a way so that once you kind of figured out the clues or kind of figured out what you were doing with each puzzle, you were able to kind of figure it out pretty easily. Like I said, they're not too easy, but they are definitely doable. As for the length of the game, it is a little short, I feel like, but there are some added levels to the game. So in this edition of the game, and so you definitely have some more that you can do after the fact. Those two levels that are added in are probably going to take you about 30 minutes combined at the most. So you got a few 4 or 5 hours of content with this game. As for the achievements in the game, they are mostly straightforward, but there are some time-sensitive achievements. What I mean by that is there's some achievements for completing the game or different areas in a certain amount of time, as well as some of the puzzles completing them a certain way or a certain amount of, or as quickly as possible. As for some of the other achievements, most of the other achievements were getting collectibles and just completing the base game. And that's going to take you, 5 or 6 hours total to get the full 1,000. As for a score for the game, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's a pretty decent puzzle game. It's not the hardest one you've ever played. If you like horror games, you probably will like this. If you don't like horror games, you probably want to stay away. There's a couple areas where it's kind of spooky. Not a whole lot, though. It's just a little bit. As for the art style in the game, it kind of reminds me of a Tim Burton type of thing. And so if you're into those kind of things, then you're definitely going to like the art style in this game. As for the price being $20, that's probably a little bit high just because the game is kind of short, but it's not terrible. You might be able to catch this on sale at some point, and that will make it a good buy, really good buy. But even at $20 for the quality of the game and the quality of the puzzles, it's not a terrible price. But I'd probably wait for a discount, especially if you're just here for the achievements. But overall, it's a pretty enjoyable experience. Didn't find any bugs in the game. Everything worked as intended, and I had a pretty enjoyable experience with it. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and make sure to check out our new Patreon that we decided, and we have a link on the main page of YouTube. So check that out. All right, have a nice day, everybody.